special guest, Lee Peterson.
How am I special? I'm here every day.
We got some stories to show you.
Oh, Lord.
I have a theory about white people. So I feel like
You're one of the dumbest girls I've ever seen. This is part of that white genocide coming.
There's this guy that recounts seeing Lucifer fall from heaven.
I don't know.
I would love to interview him because I want to know what type of drugs he used.
Is it possible that you can still fall away though you're in heaven?
What now? So it's all fine right now, Nick?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wait, we've been recording this whole time.
Yes. Yeah.
We have?
I should have told him not to record yet.
Everything stays. Where do you want them? Are we good?
And we are live in 5, 4.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Welcome to Punchie TV.
Welcome to Punchie TV with your hosts.
Welcome to Punchie TV. I am Punchie with your host, Punchie, from JesseLeePeterson.com show. Oh, Joel Friday, the host of the... What am I saying about you? The American Anchor Baby. The host of the American Anchor Baby show. James Hake, a host of the Hake Report. Welcome to Punchie TV. Punchie.
Welcome to Punchie TV. We are back with another episode and a special guest. We have, you guys take a guess. If I'm sitting here, who else can be in the king's chair?
The owner.
The man himself, the one and only, Lee Peterson.
Amazing. How am I special? I'm here every day. A special person here every day.
I gotta hype it up so that people want to tune in.
Amazing. What now?
Nice. So we got some stories to show you.
All right.
And the audience as well.
I haven't seen them yet.
Yes.
For the record. FYI.
And Hake is, so we have clips and stuff that we want you to react to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hake has the first story, and then we'll go from there.
Well,
oh Lord,
you guys know that I have admirable arms.
Who is that?
Hake. I saw this believe it or not, I went on IG recently, and I saw these black dudes at some beach exercising. And I'm like, I like exercise. And I saw this headline that said 200 push-ups challenge. And so this black dude, older guy, real fit looking, he does what he says is a 200 push-up challenge straight. And
like 200 without stopping?
Yeah, without stopping.
And he's like older, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably older than me. In his 40s, 50s, maybe 60s.
Yeah. That's older?
Maybe even 70s.
Oh.
Yeah, not sure how old
now
he
you're
is.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this from Grit Season Training, and the guy in question is Body by Big Jim 1 on Instagram, just to give proper credit if need be. I wanted to see what you guys thought of this guy's push-ups.
Okay.
I'm doing these the life warm-up 200 push-ups, bumping and grinding all in your mind.
Bumping and grinding all in your mind. Ten.
That was about 3.
20.
Nice.
40. 60. 90.
Dang.
20.
Are they skipping?
I don't give a what kind of ref they is. I'm not doing that. I don't think all of us put together doing that.
Get him,
come on.
Get him. Get him, Jimmy. Get him, Jimmy. Get him, Jimmy. Get him, Jimmy.
That's 50.
Come on, Jimmy.
It's 150.
Come on, Jimmy.
Come on.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy.
Brutal.
Come on, Jimmy.
Come on.
Oh, good stuff.
It's 150. Good.
Is he on steroids?
I don't know. That didn't even cross my mind.
But then mine got the whole body look like it's on steroids.
Yeah, he definitely.
It doesn't look natural.
Yeah, it has to be like some testosterone.
It look like something.
Yeah. Some
You can't
testosterone
rock a
boosters.
200.
Well, maybe he's like a former prisoner because the prisoners guys, they're not on steroids and they get like that, right?
No, not like that.
Yeah,
They
that's
get big,
kinda,
but that doesn't look natural. I mean, it look like it had, I don't know if he had, I don't know the guy, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
My first time seeing this, but it look like he on steroids.
But his shoulders are not like huge, right?
Yeah, they are.
Well,
Yeah,
not
he
compared to
looked
his triceps.
Abnormally, he almost looked abnormally
Yeah.
big.
Respect for his age.
But he definitely. Do you think he did 150?
They wouldn't even count to 100. They skipped.
Well,
Yeah.
I cut. We
Well,
cut the
it's-
video up.
Yeah, the video
Oh.
is the video is
Full
2
length.
minutes and 22 seconds, and we.
I see.
Yeah.
You cut it
So
down
they
to-
went from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to say that ain't the way you count.
20, 40,
right.
60.
I thought they count like black people. What now? I don't. It's just not real.
Yeah.
It's
So
just not real.
steroids would
I know
allow
too
you to
many
do
people
this?
on steroids now, and they all beat like that.
Yeah.
And in private, they would tell you that it's been steroid.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that energy that he's pumping with,
Yeah.
that's not even natural energy.
That's not
Yeah.
natural energy from God.
That's not the energy Nick.
So you're saying I
Anchor
can't
Baby
do this?
and
Is what you're
Trump has.
I think in total he probably did about 75 if you add up
That's
all
a
the
lot,
half
though.
ones.
That's a lot.
because
That's monsters.
but
Wait,
right.
wait, if you what are you saying? He didn't do the 200?
Yeah, there's no that 150 because he's not even doing proper
Oh, I see what you're saying.
formed push-ups. Like he just
Like when they do
And
the
not really
CrossFit
doing-
swing?
yeah, like he's not really
Kipping.
going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
He's not doing them properly.
He's just doing this.
Yeah, going fast.
Like some of the people at the gym, when they be lifted, they be like,
Right. It's like
and then they got to go all the way down and all the
Yeah.
way up and blah,
It's
blah, blah.
no
I
full
just don't
range of
think this
motion.
is real.
Not full range of motion?
yeah, not full range of motion
Right.
exactly.
Full range of motion.
Yeah.
This partly why it caught my interest because you're not necessarily supposed to do full range of motion. I do full of range of motion. I do 12 push-ups.
Oh, you go all the way down.
All the way down,
12.
all the way up.
You're supposed to let your thing hit the floor
That's
and back
right.
up.
Yep.
Look,
James should have said how
And,
many he does.
and look at my body. My arms are roughly the same size as that guy's. Maybe not quite.
Oh, like if he wasn't on steroids?
No, like
said
compared to
maybe. Give or
if
take.
he was sick,
and no, but that guy has clearly better results. Not doing full range of motion. And I
Oh.
learned that prisoners in prison, part of the reason they get big is because they don't do full push-ups. They
May or
do
may not
portion
be
because they keep it under stress for a longer time. Whereas if you go all the way up, you're resting at that when you're up, and when you go all the way down, you might
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're slowing yourself down.
You're describing a different variable.
Yeah.
That's all you're describing. If you do a certain workout with a different range of, it's like, remember when I was doing those weird push-ups? Remember when you were like,
Right.
let's do some push-ups?
That was
and,
too
and I
funny.
went diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Maybe they're easier.
That was too funny.
Maybe they're easier. But imagine if I did
like,
like 10,000
what?
of those. You're gonna build something. Bro.
but when I look at this guy's shape though, and I look at his size, and for one, I don't think he's thinking that because
You don't think he's thinking
no,
like
because even in full range of motion, you don't have to keep the arms straight. Because if you straighten your arms, you do get the rest.
Yeah.
But he's like barely even moving his.
he got above 90 degrees because so this is 90, right? He got above 90 at the beginning. He was getting above 90, and then he got to where he was getting not even 90 degrees up.
Well, if those wouldn't qualify in like you for the police department, those
Right.
wouldn't qualify unless you're a woman. They
Yeah.
let anything fly.
But
Are
that
you-
guy could beat up the police.
Are you?
Maybe.
So you're doing that?
No, I'm still doing full range of motion.
Oh.
But I respect the non-full range of motion push-up because he's clearly. And I remember when I had a thrower friend, a guy who did throws in high school. Those guys are strong. They push the
Oh,
shot put
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he
sure.
did not. He did leg extensions. He didn't
Right.
go all the way up. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you're not going all the way up.
You may have a point
He's
there.
like, you're not supposed to. You'll hurt your knee.
Right.
And so sometimes when you're that big, you'll get tennis elbow or something. So anyway, like
Yeah.
the point is,
there's
sometimes
truth
there's a
in that.
tactic to not going all the way up.
Right. Absolutely.
And you're right. He was bouncing like with
Right.
some serious energy, and then he was putting his whole body into it. Like his butt was going up
Yeah.
to kind of pull him up. And it's a respectable. I still respect him for it.
I'm shocked you guys don't see it as a physical phenomenon. I mean, full range of motion. Those are still there's more movement than you guys. You could run it
Yeah,
back.
maybe for his
And
age.
it's
and
it's enough of a physical feat that his body had to create the possibly steroid created muscles to do it. I'm breathing heavy just looking at this.
I wouldn't
guy.
be able to do 30 of what he did.
But,
Ouch.
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, don't tell anyone.
Those aren't too bad, but
Those are
10.
like that's more what Hake maybe they talk about right there.
20.
Jesse's kind of right. It is sort of demonic energy.
40.
Nothing about this ain't normal.
60.
But it's
90.
too fat and it's too fast.
look. That's
Look, see
still
how it
good.
gets smaller
100
and smaller. You
But
see
you
how
know
it's
he's
like,
not going to injure himself.
Of
He's
course
protecting
it's been
himself.
I don't give a what kind of rough
Of
they
course it's
is. I'm
getting
not
hard.
doing that. I don't think
but
all of us
he
put
like-
together
like
doing
his-
that.
Now
Come
only
on.
his neck is moving.
Get him, Jimmy. Get him, Jimmy.
Okay.
Let's go see him. Let's go see him, Joe. Go show him.
That's 50. It's 150. Come on.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy.
Look,
You
you
went
get
close all the
one
way up
full
there.
range of motion.
150.
This guy may not be on steroids,
Ooh,
but I
he
just
might have Gaia.
nothing about that look normal.
He may
Yeah.
have the wrong focus in life.
Yeah.
What?
Are you suggesting he may have the wrong focus in life?
No, you're saying he might have
maybe on
steroids.
steroids.
All right.
This second one clip here is from Instagram. This man is like sticking up for his son with this young girl who I guess is like maybe bullying the son. We don't have the full context of the story,
Oh, okay.
but he kind of confronts this little girl, and I wanted to see how you would respond to his reaction
Okay.
to this little girl.
You can't say that onto my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
You can't say that onto my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
That guy need to go to prison.
Okay, see,
If this is all true, this is exactly what happened. This guy need to be put in jail immediately.
I think it's justified.
You think it's justified? This is a grown man gonna hear a little young girl like that. What did she say?
Well, the thing is,
What did he say?
Well, we
She
don't know
said-
the story.
She seemed to brush him off, saying,
Yeah.
"Okay, bye-bye," and
Because
then
Oh, that was
he
his-
said,
And then
don't
she-
say this to. Well, go ahead.
and then she leans into like sort of looking like she's gonna mock his son again, his little, because his son is little.
Right.
She's this little, and then
Yeah, I
the
saw
son
how-
is like that
right.
little,
yeah,
and then the dad is like this little. This
he
big.
originally says, "Don't say that something to my son."
yeah.
And then she says, "Okay, bye bye." Brush him off.
Right.
And he attempts to go.
That was shock
I know
his
she-
ego. He hear her like that.
Yeah,
Is that real?
That's real, but I don't see
That guy
it
need to
as
go to
bad.
jail
I
and be
don't think
locked
so,
up until Obama's
But
reelection.
why though?
Because it's a grown, full-grown man assaulting a young girl like that.
But like when you tell the police or when you tell the teachers that this stuff happens, they don't do nothing about it. They don't
Right.
care about your kids. So he's the only one that think about his kids.
But that's not how you do it.
Oh.
What? How you think this son gonna feel? My dad will smack this little girl.
She'll never do it again.
Yeah, but the son will. He remember the father doing it. But that is, are you serious? It's okay?
I think that
You joking or you
no,
serious?
I don't know the story behind it.
Right,
so,
I don't know the whole
yeah.
story, but I know unless something else happened, the
Right.
girl attacked him or something else happened. But that was uncalled for.
I reported on my show today, which would be last week on Monday. But I reported on my show, and I said that there are, depending on the context of the story, I don't necessarily see that this is wrong in every case. I think that
How
there
about
may
this
be
here,
a
in this
justifiable.
case?
Well, we don't know the context of the story. So what I did on my show is that like I painted a like hypothetical scenario where it may seem justified if this scenario was true. Like sometimes there's a necessity and then sometimes there's not.
If the frog didn't have a glass, he wouldn't have broken with the jump either.
So you don't think it never justified?
Well,
what
I
he
don't know
did?
about never.
Oh, okay.
But
That was just my point.
right, but in this situation, a grown man hit a little girl like that.
Yeah, I think
Unless
so.
she had a gun or something, or something else more to the story, she attacked him.
Fair enough.
But see, I
Fair
can't see
enough.
him knocking her out. Well, he didn't knock her out, but to hit her in that way.
Yeah.
With that amount of power, too.
Fair enough.
He had like he was knocking out a nigga rubber.
No, you hit her hard. No, that's what I was thinking.
That was shocking.
Yeah, it was overboard. He was mad. I get him being mad because that's so, like you said, that must have shocked his ego when she's like, okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Women are good at that.
They
Little
are
girls
perfect at that.
It ticked me off. And so I was like, I was at once like, yeah. And the other side was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. I see.
But
Because
right away,
I hated the girl, but he was wrong. He was obviously wrong.
based on just what we saw now, we don't know
Yeah.
exactly what brought all that to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even know what he. There's nothing that she could have said to that boy that would make the dad hit her like that.
Exactly.
Well, you guys
That's
could be
just talk,
totally
right? He said-
correct. Oh, go ahead.
He said, don't talk to my son like that. Something like
Yeah.
that. And that's just words.
That white woman that
But that is what a woman will do and bring on that
Bring that out of you.
violence against herself.
What do you think about that?
Well,
Had you
I
seen
definitely I had seen it because I was watching Joel's show, and I was watching Joel's show when I saw him do that, I thought definitely way too far. Sincerely,
Yeah.
straight up too far.
I didn't want to watch it because Nick said, "Oh, he could have decapitated her," and so like I hesitated to watch
He
the
almost
video
decapitated that girl.
because he saw it, and then I rewinded Joel's video a little bit to watch it. I'm like, oh, do I want to watch this?
This guy hit that little girl like he was beating his wife.
Well, the
But I
point
was
of the
listening
show.
to Joel's show, and here's the thing: how do I put this? It's like there's something about learning a lesson, and I'm not saying it was justified. I think it was wrong. That's psycho. That's honestly psycho. You like jailable. Like just a girl. It's a girl. You're just hitting this little kid. Like, what are you doing? I tell my kid, you hit her. No, I'm joking. Here's the thing. There's something. Put it like this. There is a lesson that was learned. Maybe
that?
there's a lesson that was on the table
What was
about what you can provoke. Okay,
Oh,
what you can provoke simply. Okay, and I think she's a child, but just people go through life thinking, I guess you're untouchable. Like you could provoke anything. You know, maybe women kind of go through that with that lesson.
Oh yeah, she won't open her mouth ever again. Tell you that. That's
no.
for
And
sure.
what I'm saying is, but you could flip it too. Like there was a story of this man who was set on fire because he made a misogynistic remark about some coworker. I'd say that's on the table as well. She was absolutely wrong. The psycho for that. But in a sense, how do you put
she
it?
was wrong or he was wrong?
She
the
was
person set the
wrong.
person on fire or
But
this
what you
video?
can provoke out of people is its own lesson.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like the point I was making on the show was that the human nature's response, the immediate response out of everybody when they see that is that it's wrong of the guy, right? Because the impulse says that like that's excessive, that's hard, that's too much, that's tough, that's an old man, little girl. But the point is I created I fabricated a story, but I made that obvious that I was doing that. But to give a little context to like, well, what if the scenario was like this? Because everybody thinks that children are all innocent, but a child will stab you, do this
Children are
thing.
not innocent.
That's what I'm saying. Like in a different scenario, there could be a case where this man did that, and in that moment, he felt like this is what needed to happen. Whether that the police weren't doing nothing, whether that the schools never did nothing. And people get away with just bullying people or
They
whatever.
do, absolutely. But I don't know
What should the school
anything
do?
that girl could have done to make this grown man smack her like that. And he was ticked. It's almost like his ego was shot. And he didn't mean to do it, but
Could be.
it's just
Yeah,
everybody
right.
looking and he going
Yeah.
and she like treat him that way, like totally make him look stupid.
Yeah, could be.
That was like an ego
Yeah,
shot.
because the dignified thing would have been to turn away and go and take his son
Right.
and just go
There's no
and
and taught his son to deal with stuff better.
and not care.
Yeah.
But she didn't show him no adult respect, no black respect, no nothing.
I know.
She like, okay, whatever she said.
That'd be cool
Okay,
to talk
bye-bye.
to him. I
Huh?
wonder if we can find him.
I would love to.
Yeah, to see what he was thinking.
Wow, isn't
Yeah.
that crazy? This man smacked this girl like like he smacked his wife. He probably wouldn't even
Yeah,
hit his
kid.
wife like that.
I can't think of a reason to do it.
Can I see it one more time?
Of course.
You can't say that one to my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bro, those Arab girls, I used to have them in my building growing up. And you go to the park, they fight you
But
about
think it-
everything. They're so ready to fight about anything. They're ghetto.
Just think of the nerve on the little girl to blatantly just wipe off the man.
She's like,
It's-
did she say okie dokie?
She's like, okay, bye bye.
Oh,
she brushed him off.
okay, bye bye.
But there's something that has to be already
Yeah.
messed up in the girl
Yeah, she
to
definitely screwed
totally
up.
disrespect an adult that way.
Right.
So something's
Especially
off.
a male
Yeah.
adult too.
Yeah.
And black.
Yeah.
And she's not black.
Yeah.
That ain't how you talk to black folks.
I don't know, but POC. I don't know if he was black though.
Oh, yeah, he's not black. Oh,
like
yeah,
an
he may not have
Indian
been black. Maybe a foreigner looking.
Yeah,
guy.
something like that.
Okay.
But a POC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe over that country you can smack them like that. Where's the police? I was thinking about when he did that. I was thinking, remember that white girl that was at the park recently we played on the show, and some other kids tried to take her toy, something away from her child or something, and she called it the N-word.
Allegedly.
I don't remember.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah. Shiloh?
Shiloh.
Yeah.
I wonder what had happened if Shiloh smacked that kid, whoever the
Oh
kid
my
was.
God, she'd be in the grave.
He was
right?
under the grave. Amazing.
Speaking of race, Nick got something for us.
Segways.
Yeah.
I love segues. Okay, so this woman's going viral. She's got some controversial comments. In this video alone, it's 20 million views. I've seen it on TikTok. It's been viewed. It's got people talking. It's about race. She's got controversial comments about white people. Okay, she's got a theory about white people. Tell me what you guys think. Got a couple questions about it.
Right. Amazing.
I have a theory about white people, and I'm about to let y'all know right now. So I feel like they don't really have anything to hold on to. You know, like they don't have something that's like, that makes them proud of their race, really. Because it's like, we have like stuff, like other ethnic groups, we have like stuff that we've overcome that can make us proud to be like black, proud to be Latinx, proud to be Middle Eastern, proud to be Asian and stuff like that. Like white people, they don't have that. And since they don't have that, they try to like make up to be proud to be white. It's like, are y'all like, y'all getting me? Like, they try to like oppress themselves, or like they hold on to like the Titanic because it was traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm stretching, but I think I'm onto something.
You're
It's
onto
been viewed.
something. This girl one of the dumbest girls I ever seen. This is part of that white genocide coming. What is she talking about? It's the people of color that ain't got nothing to hold on, so they make up stuff.
Well, she would say slavery, apartheid. Those are the things that I think she's referring to that black people have overcome, that they could be proud of, that they made it through. I'm assuming that's what she means.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
It's
Really?
brainwashing, all stuff. It's just all brainwashing stuff. Yeah.
And she got 1 million views.
20 million, this one.
Oh,
This girl got 20 million for saying that.
Not
mess?
this person who had reposted this. And I've seen this reposted in a couple places.
Oh, I see. This is a white genocide mess. Because she's not making any sense.
it's interesting that
Well, unless she's saying what you said, that she think that with the blacks supposed to be overcoming slavery and Jim Crow and all that, they got something to hold on to.
But even so, it still
Which
doesn't
they
make
didn't.
sense. Yeah, even though it doesn't make sense. But it's interesting that like the girls, or just like a young girl like this, probably in her early 20s, maybe even younger than that, it can even go viral saying something like
I
that.
know.
You haven't even lived enough life to even know what you're even talking about. For
Is
one.
everybody high?
You know?
I think what's caused it to
She
go
is the free
viral is
press.
the negative attention, actually.
What?
Just to add some context, I think what's making it go viral is the negative attention. There's a whole bunch of people going off saying enough of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it is unfortunate because a lot of young black people and others think this way, and it is time out for that.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is. Especially the young generation has no business thinking that way. They all grew up in the same world now, whites and blacks together and everything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So that was my first question. Is she right? I mean, you guys pretty much gave your take on it. Is history, people's history, et cetera, the reason for, she's talking about all these different cultures. They have something they can hold on to, their culture, their history, and they can be great. White people are jealous. Is this history and culture and tradition, all that, is that something, a reason for their success in her mind? Is that true? What do you guys think?
That's an interesting question.
Oh, that's a good. I think that anything that happened to your grandma, your grandma's grandma, or anything that didn't happen to you, I don't think you should identify with. Period. You know what I mean? Like, because you didn't overcome no slavery. You still high school. I don't know, but it's like you did nothing for you to, So I think people like, what do you call it? Like adopt other people's struggles, especially like in the black community. I noticed.
Oh, they love that.
And then they carry it as if it's like a badge of honor or something, and they didn't go through that or anything. Nobody's oppressing them or anything.
And they don't even know if it's real or what really happened or anything.
Exactly.
What do you say to hate?
I totally agree with Joel about taking pride in what your ancestors and parents and grandparents went through, because that's not you. Like in a lot of ways, my dad is better than me. When I look at how he lived throughout his life and what he built and everything, and that's no credit to me. I benefit from it, and there is a popularization, a romanticization among poor people, losers, and people who have had rough lives, of having a rough life, being poor, having obstacles in life, outside victimhood. And she is kind of right that white people are falling into the victimhood Olympics. Oh, we are victims. It's funny that she brings up the Titanic, because
That was a
we don't
funny
think of that
tragedy.
as a white thing, but she thinks of that as a white
That's
thing.
their
I never
Holocaust.
thought about it until she said it.
That's the white people's Holocaust.
Yeah. But
Titanic.
But it's kind of like when Jesse says white schools. We don't think of these schools as white schools, but they're just normal schools.
Yeah.
Or white churches.
Yeah.
The church that you went to, all races are welcome. We don't think of it as a white church.
Exactly.
Right.
But black churches are a black church, and some whites may go there.
And HBCUs and
Right.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I remember the last time I went to a church, and it was one of the big mega churches, and it was mixed with all kind of races, but it was always known as a black church. But everybody went, a lot of white folks.
Yeah.
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 So I think that she is kind of on to something a little bit, and because she's young and she knows that everybody wants to be a victim nowadays. So I think that she's kind of right about that. But there is nothing there's nothing to be proud of with having been a victim or having a sob story like slavery, because the blacks didn't overcome slavery. People felt sorry for them and freed them.
Yeah, slavery ended 150 years ago.
They just went through it. Whatever situation that you're in, you're homeless or whatever, you just go through it, and then you get past it. It doesn't mean that you overcame anything.
Right.
You just lived through it. And so I think that she's off on that, because it's it's crazy. But there is a white people don't have a culture type of mindset that and that's partly kind of a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Because then they're just into civilization rather than this culture stuff. I found it funny that she had a chirp, allegedly. I don't know if that was added in or
I'm
if that was
suspect
real.
of the chirp personally.
Was that a fake
from
chirp?
her or was it fake?
I can't be sure, but from the account that posted it, I'm judging, and I gotta say it might be a suspect added in chirp. It might be AI generated chirps. It's wrong
because it's become a stereotype for blacks to have
I know.
no battery.
No shade on the account, but we're not important either.
But there's been plenty of black callers and other callers.
It happens.
It happens a lot.
Into your show and had a chirp.
I think Nick makes a good point, though. That should not be a proud cultural thing that you hold on to and feel all proud about it.
Yeah.
'Cause when I was growing up on a plantation in Alabama, and I would hear different stories from the older people, but they never said it in a way where we should be proud about it. They didn't even have attitude about it. They would tell a story about something that happened, but it wasn't like it would make us mad or make us feel like we need to hold on to this and get a form of identity from it.
Yeah.
And those people went through some stuff, and their folks went through stuff, at least their parents did. But it never did become a part of a black cultural hold on to kind of thing. That came later in life too.
That's interesting because that's also their battle. They ain't nothing to do with your battle. So to carry that is just interesting that people do that.
So I think you made a really good point. I remember.
Well, no, it was just a question.
Well, good question. Nice. That's right.
Do you guys see any value in being proud about the things she said?
No.
History, race, culture.
Zero. No.
I think the whites shouldn't be proud of being white. They should just be not afraid of being white.
Yeah.
Because they can't help but be white.
They proud of being Americans.
And then they shouldn't shun being white or white people.
Not at all. I don't know if they need to be proud of it, but they should not be afraid to be white.
Yeah, exactly.
But not proud. What are you going to be proud of being a color for?
Right.
Because that color going to fade away when you drop this body.
But they shouldn't also shun the people who are proud of being white, who express pride in being white, because all the other races are doing it like crazy.
But the interesting thing is that, like, I think that also seems to be like a new thing to where like white people are now becoming proud to be white. Is it? I wonder, because I think that in general, you don't look at yourself as like a color, do you? Like, I don't ever think of like white people even thinking of themselves like, oh, I'm white and I'm this. Like, you just kind of live in your life and just the way your life goes, it goes. But like, I feel like now with maybe whites being attacked or whatever the case is, they're getting angry.
Plus the
internet.
Now
and then the internet, they're becoming proud to be white, and I don't think that's the right direction.
White
You're describing anger, maybe, but also you're describing like people getting angry. If I may offer another thing that may be happening, being white, sometimes just saying, I have a family that lived in this country for generations.
Right.
That's being white, and that's wrong in some cases, right?
To people.
Right.
White people become so
Just
proud
to add another
now
thing.
they hate the Jews.
Right.
Yeah,
They're starting to blame the Jews.
And it's becoming because with the internet, everything is becoming a community, and so it's exploding.
That's interesting.
Flat Earth, being all pro-white, being against the Jews, being this or that, being an incel, being MGTOW. There's a whole internet community around any idiosyncrasy that you're into.
Whereas before they couldn't make the community.
There were always pockets of pro-white, but it was much more scattered, and you weren't able to unite in a national movement as well. There would be different chapters of these different groups, but it was much more like
it was very limited.
You couldn't really hear about it that much.
Well,
and even some of the people who are interested in it agree with it because a lot of what they say is true. So a lot of what they say is true, but the poison is the anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then sometimes they get into conspiracies that aren't necessarily accurate.
When I moved out here from Alabama, I used to listen to Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan and all that. And they were like into the black thing. They were saying white people hate you because you're black, and they're trying to hold you down. And for a while, I used to think about my blackness a lot. And because I didn't know how to deal with a lot of issues, I thought it was because I was black and the white people were against me. But it was all an illusion. It wasn't even real. But I saw it as being real. It seemed real. Like if I disagreed with some white people, even at my job, if my boss was white and they just immediately I thought it was because I was black.
Yeah. And then you would make it that way.
Yeah.
Because of the way that you think and your attitude and the way you change.
I started treating them that way. I started acting that way. I made that situation become that way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even true.
Crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
What's cute about that girl, though, is that she's like innocently, naively corrupted in her thinking.
But that's why it should never have gotten to 20 million because it's like,
that's too much attention for her.
Yeah. Now she's gonna take it on and
either maybe double down or whatever.
Double down on it.
That's partly what somebody in your chat, going back to the girl that got smacked in the face by the adult man.
Yeah.
She could internalize that and be violent towards somebody else. It's kind of, just going to spread more anger.
Absolutely.
That could.
Yeah.
That definitely could.
Because fighting anger with anger is...
And that little kid just saw the father do that. He could become that way, too.
Yeah.
Because he had an inner reaction to it, too. And it awakened and darkened in him as well.
Yeah.
In my mind, I still believe that was Satan's daughter. And we just didn't know it.
It had to be.
And that was a rebuke. That's all it was.
For her to act that way with that guy.
Well, I have one more thing before we have to wrap up here. I found this clip. It's a change of pace, for sure. It's definitely something different, but I wanted to get to it. I found this on YouTube. There's this guy that recounts seeing the Lucifer fall from heaven. Like he had, I don't know if it was a vision when he was younger, but for whatever reason, he believes that he can, God has given him these visions to interpret what has happened. And his name is Micah Turnbow. And I found this clip where he describes the fall of Satan, what he saw. And I wanted to see if you guys agree or feel that way. It's a few minutes long though, so we have to.
You said a few minutes. How many minutes?
A few.
Sound like 10 minutes.
3, 4, 5.
This is from The Deep End with Taylor Welch. Man recounts seeing Lucifer fall from heaven.
Lucifer was a beautiful covering cherub, and his design before the fall was to really minister to God. He walked upon the stones of fire. It was a beautiful place, and not only did he craft music, but he built places of worship, and the angels highly respected him. I'll just say angels because it's easier. They weren't called angels then, but the angels respected him because he taught them how to worship, taught them how to play music, taught them how to be creative. At the moment when he was walking inside God's heart, he saw something. He saw a dream in the Father's heart where he was thinking of us. When he says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." There was a moment where God was thinking of children, thinking of having his own offspring. Now, the Elohim were created, so you could say he had people likened unto him, more like him, and authority and rulership, those kind of things. But he wanted something that was direct from him, like children, and the things that he would give them, the inheritance, the promises, the love he would give them. And Lucifer got extremely jealous. And there was a point where he was pacing, because he could go in and out of sight of God's heart. You can go inside God's heart, it's an entire different world or realm. But he would move outside of God's heart, and he would pace in the heavens. He would go to this place in this dark cave, and he would pace. He'd say, "I am more beautiful than them. Why? I created temples. I have stones fashioned into me. Why? I create sounds that they will never make. I talk to the stars. I shine brighter than the stars, the highest of the stars," which is like this council in the stars in the heavenly realms. "I shine brighter than them. Why?" He would say those things. And at the time, you would see darkness swell up in the cave, and it looked like it would touch him. Lucifer would get curious, and he would touch the darkness, and it would attach itself like sticky, like a glove, and then he would take his hand off of it, and then he would continue his normal things. But there was a moment where he made the angels go insane. He grabbed a lyre or some type of guitar kind of thing, and started playing in these beautiful fields, and he started playing, and the angels started coming in, because what was happening, what he did before, is he would lead the other angels into worship to the Lord, but he infused it with such of himself and darkness that instead he caused this manic among the angels, and their bodies begin to shift and to rip and to tear and to mold and to mutate, and they begin to become that insanity. And Lucifer cackled throughout the realms. And Michael heard this. And then Gabriel, who was more emotional, Gabriel came in and he said, "What are you doing? How could you?" You are the brightest of us. What are you doing? Why would you do that? What are you doing? And Michael said, he was angry, and he said, you can't be one of us. There was this exchange between them. I hate you. I can't stand you, because there was this darkness that was coming in. The angels were being manipulated by it. And then the glory comes, and Jesus, his glory begins to push him, Lucifer, away, and the glory was like a hot blue fire coming from Jesus, and Lucifer's holding his hands out to Michael, and he's saying, come with me, come on, come with me, come on, come with me, come with me, it will be good what I do, come with me, come with me. You can't trust him, he's a liar, he's a deceiver, talking to point of Jesus. You can't trust him, come with me, walk with me, walk with me. And Michael says, you're crazy, I can't, you're crazy, and Gabriel's a mess. Gabriel was just a mess. And then Lucifer shouts, walk with me! Just shouts that thing. And he gets blasted out of when Jesus said, I saw him fall like lightning from heaven. Bam! And Jesus is holding Gabriel's face because he need to be healed. The angels need to be healed because of that break. And so Michael has a real indignation against Lucifer because of that. He's very angry at him for that, and that's why he chose to take the sword. And there were other wars and battles that went on during that time where they had to get the morning star from Lucifer. Lucifer left with the morning star. Now Jesus took it, and he's going to give it to us.
Which is why Michael's wings are, I read that.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I don't ever want to forget.
Never wants to forget it. And so God asked Michael, will you take the sword? Will you pick up the sword and fight for my loved ones? And that's when the warrior angels was made during that time, because there were no angels of war. There need to be, but he took it and he started to train the angels how to protect and defend and look after.
Haha. So do you guys think, from watching that, it was kind of long, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that's real? Do you think it's true? What do you guys think?
What do you think, Nick?
On the next episode of Heaven versus Hell, I'm a real nasty skeptic. I'm a real, just, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. It's to me, it's a story. Call me a skeptic, whatever it is, but it's a story. I mean, when he describes evil and how evil might act, I guess he could be very creative in that, and maybe even correct. But I don't know if he saw hell. I don't know how I could tell. He gives us charlatan vibes, man. I get this like charlatan vibe.
A fake. Up. A charlatan is a fake, right?
But what do you think?
I mean, you guys know me. I believe it.
I believe it?
I believe it.
And why did you believe it?
Well, I mean, I think that there's elements in it that that make sense to me. I don't know how to describe it. Like, just certain instances in the story that he's explaining make sense of like certain things that I already had wondered about or thought about, or kind of was already something that was playing in my mind. So when to hear somebody else say certain things, it kind of just like connects the dots for me. And I don't know this guy, never seen his videos and nothing like that. So when I see stuff like that, I kind of just really go based off of what makes sense to me. And for whatever reason, I for the most part, I understood what he meant. Like, it made sense.
Oh, it made sense. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. How about you, Jay?
Was this a near-death experience? I blanked out when you introduced it.
Did he say he died and went to heaven and he saw this?
That's not clear because from that clip, it's just him explaining it.
Oh, he said that he fell down and they caught him and brought him back up out of hell, too. And he was looking at this war that was going on.
I think.
So it sounded like he went there.
Yeah, like he said it happened when he was 10 years ago.
Right.
So however old he is there. But he kind of is, I guess, like an interpreter of these certain visions. So it seems like he's had more than one.
Oh, he was up there with that war going on.
Yeah, he was saying.
You saw the blood and everything.
It's believable to me.
And you?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that it's necessarily real. I started to like some of his story and relate to it, some of it, because it talked about how Satan got all proud and jealous, envious, and stuff like that. And that's so relatable in our evil nature and stuff like that, and the story of the Bible about Lucifer and how he's supposedly Satan and he fell from heaven and stuff like that. It was interesting hearing him reference from Isaiah, which I think is the one where he fell from heaven, or one of those. And then he put Jesus in the story too, which this is before Jesus came around. But in heaven, who knows, maybe it's all at once, and we're up there in there too, falling or maybe being saved or whatever. So that part was kind of interesting to ponder whether there's truth to that. But I didn't like him getting emotional or fake emotional. Like, I agree with Nick that he has. I don't use the term charlatan, but he has that phony vibe to him.
It may not be totally fair, because just put it like this. Here's how I take it. Like, if I told you, if I made up a story of a young boy who was proud and right, and I can give you some pretty amazing details too. I think this has happened over time in history, and you get figures, maybe some more noble than others, who collect truths, half truths of the world, and then they can collect them and put them together in a interesting way. You know, what comes to mind, L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology. You know, when you actually go into Scientology, it could be pretty helpful.
It works. Yeah. Look at Tom Cruise. It
could be pretty helpful in the things that's asking you to pay attention to, if I may.
Yeah.
Not that I even know that much about Scientology.
But you can draw some things from it.
Exactly.
Some good principles or whatever.
And so, in my opinion, someone like L. Ron took that and saw how people were so attached to those things. They hear it and they're like, wow, that's so helpful, or like, it's what I needed to hear. So anyways, you give it a big story. You give it a big story that this alien came and is coming. This alien is coming, and Xenu or whatever the Scientologist. And now you got like, it's like, this is crazy. This is too amazing to let go.
Yeah.
And now you got a crowd of people.
Amazing. So did he say he died and went to heaven, or
just a vision?
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
What did he say though when you watched the video?
That was just there. That clip is just all that you've seen is all the clip is.
Oh, he doesn't say.
He doesn't describe.
If he died or he had a vision or anything.
Right. He doesn't describe whether or not. Maybe in other videos he did, but in that specific video, it's just him saying that he experienced this, whether it was death, a dream, a vision, or whatever.
I would love to interview him because I want to know what type of drugs he used. And this is one of those videos you have when you're on that speed stuff.
Mushrooms and acid.
Yeah, mushroom and acid. Now, I don't know if he used drugs, but I want to know what type of drug did he use when he had this vision.
So you can share some? Or?
You
don't believe it?
Not at all. This whole story is in the Bible about the fallen angel and how Satan fell from heaven and everything.
Yeah.
But he done added so much to it, it's like you had to be on speed. That's why he made it so emotional and all that. And they put the music with it. This story is all made up. You had to be high. I want to know, sir, were you on drugs? Because this is all made up from reading the Bible.
Yeah, I feel like he read stuff
and
knows
it in
stuff.
the Bible or somewhere.
And then he's like a natural, emotional type of dreamer type. And so he mixed that with his storytelling.
Hey, this boy had some type of drug.
Got some positive response from it.
Actually.
Got really into it.
They were bleeding blood. They ain't got no blood in heaven.
I picture
How do we know?
How do we know? It's all spiritual. The body does not go to heaven.
But you said.
I know, but they ain't got no blood.
But one of those angels does have a sword. It's in the Bible.
Right.
See?
But it ain't like that. I want to know what type of drug he on.
Okay, well, outside of that.
Or he delusional.
Well, maybe.
This boy read this somewhere and I don't know if he, because I talk to mentally ill people too who think they've been to heaven or they have these visions.
Maybe so.
This boy crazy.
Maybe he's supposed to be a pope.
I don't know if he's crazy, but something wrong.
And then there's a whole internet community validating him.
Because he's talking about Jesus.
You're
Jesus
the Pope.
wasn't even around then. talking about Jesus and all this, and how he took him in the arm and he held his face. This is drama.
And then the darkness sticking to his finger.
I promise you, this is drama.
Wasn't that cool?
I saw that. It was cool visual.
Story in the Bible about the fallen angel.
Fair enough. But the point that I wanted to...
He was falling out of hell. They took him up to talk about come back. Oh, nah.
Keep looking up.
I want to know how he's doing some of that drug. You know how the drug people, they have these hallucinations. They think they can see clearly and when they're on drugs. I'm wondering. I don't know this man. I don't know if he's on drugs. I'm not saying he is, but I'd like to know what type if he did.
He did have a druggy type of hairstyle with the dreads. He didn't look that fit, too. I want to see him do 200 push-ups. Like our other friend.
You were too heavy for
Hank, I want to see you do 200 push-ups, Hank.
I'll do. Start with 30. I'll start with 30 half push-ups. 1/4.
No, this is insane.
Okay, let's just say it's fake.
This is like
let's just say
pure
it's fake.
insanity.
Okay, let's just say it's fake. Okay.
I'm surprised anybody believe it.
Not let's say.
I do have a question. Even if let's just say. Okay?
Ain't no if in that.
The point that I think still stands, and I want us to discuss it, is what I found interesting about the story is that even in heaven, do you guys think that you can still fall away? Because though they're in heaven, and though heaven is said to be paradise on earth, which I believe to be true, kingdom of heaven and peace, is it possible that you can still fall away though you're in heaven? Can you still be tempted and fall away, like Satan did? That's what I found interesting because it made me realize that as on earth and also in heaven, peace is not like something that you can hold with your hands and never let go and control. It seems like it's still something even in heaven that is not of your control, but more so maybe like a gift that God gives.
Now that the new revelation, now we have a new way. You can't fall away with you. Even right now, if you really, really overcame the ego and you start to believe truth again, you cannot fall away. It's impossible. It's not even because prior you had an ego, so you kind of had a choice, right?
Yeah.
But now when you die from the ego, you have no other choice. You're one with the truth. Yeah. You and the truth of one in this new kingdom, you cannot fall away.
Well, maybe that is
like
true.
When you start waking up now, if you truly start waking up, there is no going back because there's nothing.
Yeah.
The devil has been defeated. And so there's nothing. He has no power, no authority. He can't do anything. And so there's nothing to go back to.
I'll take your word for it, right, in this conversation. Right. But, like, how does that then how would you explain the devil who was once an angel in heaven falling away if that's the case?
Because at that time he had a free will. He had an ego to love God or hate God, right? Or be God. But now with this new kingdom of heaven, it's either you with the devil, just like all angry people, one with the devil, even if they don't know they are. Everything that are wrong with them is the nature of the devil. The devil is in you. But once the devil is taken out of you, God is in you. And with this new kingdom, there's nothing to go back to.
So you can't follow. You're saying that you can find peace and you'll never fall away from it because once you have true peace, you won't fall away from it. Like you can't get caught up in ego. You can't like get caught up in any of that stuff ever again.
It's just an illusion now. It's not even real. So there's nothing to fall back into. Because what died from you is an illusion.
So even in heaven,
there's real.
So even in heaven, there was an old heaven and a new heaven.
Yes, a new commandment, new everything. We've been bought and paid for with the nature of God. We have the real person. It's the one we have. We're like just like the Father in the new reality, new world. Whereas before you have a choice.
So we can, interesting.
Yeah, because right now, in real reality, instead of this illusionary reality, we are already free. There's nothing in us that's bad. There's nothing in us that's wrong. There's no sin in us, nothing. It's just in this illusion. It's not even real. It's all an illusion. That's what's so crazy about it.
So we can't. Oh,
Go ahead.
so we can't believe the illusion. So like, say we can't be tempted to believe the illusion again, or we
No.
can't like go back into the ego, or
And you
like
know why?
get arrogant. Like say like ego get caught up, and then you.
Right, because the illusion is fading away. It's like, have you ever been walking down a hot road, and down the road you saw a mirage? Is that what they call?
Yeah.
And then we got down and the mirage is not there. That's how the ego is. It's a mirage. It's not even real. And so as you're waking up, the mirage is you going through. It's fading away. So it's not even around anymore. It doesn't exist.
Because you see that it's not real.
Right, because not only do you see that it's not real, it doesn't even exist anywhere for you to see it. It's that you can now see, and you think, wow, it was an illusion. It was just all an illusion.
Interesting.
It's not even, there's nothing real about what we live and think now at all.
And then you stay, and once you have that understanding, you stay there, and you cannot leave from there.
Not at all.
Interesting.
Because there's nothing to go back to, because the mirage is gone, and if it doesn't exist, there's nothing to go back to.
Interesting.
It's not like you had the mirage, and now you passed through it, but the mirage, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
It's still down the road somewhere.
Yeah.
Or you left it in Louisiana, and you can go back. It doesn't exist.
Because you now know that it never existed.
Right.
Everything.
It's all an illusion. Isn't that crazy?
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Everything we think, everything we feel, even the intellect of the mirage is an illusion. It's not even real. And so this guy, I'm sorry. I can't believe that they have it on his show, believing it. This white man looked like he believed it. Oh, but y'all believed it too, though.
I believed it. I believe it. It could be right, could be wrong, type of thing. Like, I'm hearing what you're saying, but like, I'm still open. Like, I'm not like convinced by either or.
I'm telling you, do what you want. But this is sanity. This is a made-up story read from a book that he's been reading, or maybe he saw it on a movie, and say got him.
Maybe.
And the Christian would love this, though, because it's emotional. He bringing Jesus, and he bringing the love and the blood and all that, right? The Christian will fall for this, totally. But when you wake up, ain't no way you're going to fall for that.
Maybe.
No, you ain't going to fall for that. But interesting story, though.
Fair enough.
I always wonder.
Fair enough.
I actually always wondered that as a kid. How did that happen to Satan? How is that possible? That he's an angel. So it's funny this came up.
I have one more question.
What?
How do we end this? Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Hit the button over here. Subscribe over there. Ring the bell over.
I'm not doing all that editing with all this. That's not gonna pop up over there.
Ain't nothing popping up. And the people like, where? Just hit the button. Y'all know what to do. Bye.
But you didn't say to Punchie TV, but I'll put that up. Punchie TV.
I ain't know I was supposed to say that.
You to subscribe to Punchie TV.
Oh.
But that's fine.
But they know they're looking at Punchie TV.
That's fine.
We'll put that in. Put that in the edit. That part, that little conversation.
Yeah, put that in there. I have one more question.
What?
Then you look
What did I say?
and then you look at the camera and say, "How do we end this?"
Oh, okay. That boy, the boy that went to heaven.
Yeah.
He needed to go back and take that girl with him. He just got slapped.
The racist
and
one.
the black one.
Yeah.
They slapped her.
The black one into a cultural thing. And the white people not proud of him.
Oh, yeah.
He need to go ahead and take them with him.
Sweet.